Entrepreneurship comes down to how fast you can evolve and overcome obstacles, build alliances, and not let anything stop you from your ultimate goal.
So last time we were here, I don't think eCleanBro was delivering nationwide. So now that you are, can you just walk me through the process of growing a company and your thoughts on growing a company from $300 out of your friend's kitchen to now delivering high quality meals across the whole entire nation? Can you just walk me through the process?
It has to do with just constantly improving, man. The process is always improving, always improving, always improving. You do a little bit of it at a time, you learn, you make a lot of mistakes, and you fix them, and you keep going. That's essentially it, right? Like anybody who has a plan, they say, man plans, God laughs. So don't get too hung up when things go off the plan.
What would you say are the most important skills someone should master if they want to be a successful entrepreneur?
Depends. Like, there are some people who are naturally born with leadership skills, who are visionaries, and then they want to double down on leadership. And there are some people who are operators, who are planners, who are high-level communicators, and those are things you want to double down on. So like every set of skills has a purpose in the organization. And I would say one of my really good friends in high school who was amazing at guitar, who was an amazing backup singer, he was obsessed with being the front man, but that's just not who he was. And no matter how hard he tried to be a front man, that position really was not for him. So like he had in his heart to be that front man. And it's the same thing with, like, if you look at a corporation or an organizational chart, I could want to be a CFO. I could never be a CFO. I'm more of like a sales, marketing guy, promoter, a front man, a networker. So you, like, when it comes to like skills that are important, it's unique to the individual on what they're like naturally gifted at. Like if Michael Phelps wanted to be a basketball player or an MMA fighter, like, dude, you're just so naturally gifted at swimming. Exactly. That's not to take away from all of his hard work, but like some people have natural gifts and God-given abilities. So like you want to play into what comes to you naturally and hone those skills. It's less resistance.
Exactly. Just master the ones that you already have.
Yeah, the world is so competitive that you need to really double down on the things you're good at and become good to great. And in my opinion, I mean, this is all subjective from what I've learned. For me to try to go and learn about technology, I would run out of time. So like businesses fail because of the people and the time. 9 out of 10 businesses fail in the first year because people and time. You hire the wrong people to help you, you make mistakes, you can't recover, you run out of time. So it all comes down, entrepreneurship comes down to how fast you can evolve and overcome obstacles, build alliances, and not let anything stop you from your ultimate goal. Whichever that is, it's different for everybody. But it's how you leverage your time and allocate resources to things.
Did you go to college?
I did. Yeah, I went to Brookdale, and I went to Montclair to Russell. Program got dropped. I ended up partying out of school, went back to Brookdale. I got my associates, and I was on my way back to go to like Monmouth. And I didn't get accepted, but then I got accepted into like the Rutgers thing, and it was just overwhelming because I was already like 26. It would have been another 3 years before I got my college degree. I felt like, dude, at 29, coming out of I felt like I was really I was really behind the ball. So on accident, man, I started eCleanBro out of my buddy's kitchen, and I never looked back. I don't have to now. Hopefully someone gives me an honorary degree.
Make your own degree. So do you think in today's day and age, with all the opportunities today, it's necessary to go to college?
I get into heated battles on the internet sometimes about this, and because people don't listen. So like, college is the most expensive place to be if you don't know what you're doing. So like for me, I'm speaking firsthand. I went to Montclair. I ran up student loans on a degree I never even got, and I'm still paying back student loans. Now, I met a bunch of people. I joined a fraternity. I had a great time, but I'm in a ton of debt for no reason. I don't think college is a place you go to figure it out.
Yeah.
You don't go to college to figure it out. You go to college because you have it figured out. So like, another thing too, like, I'm in the food world, right? So you have social workers. Social workers have to go and get a master's degree for a career that's $50,000-$60,000 a year, like top pay. So like, even chefs, right? Chefs say you go to CIA or Johnson and Wales, and you run up this fat college bill. But now you're a chef making like 60 grand a year. Like, you want to go to college to learn a skill, or you want to go to a trade school too. It's to better your life and to help increase your pay. So like, if you're like, hey, I want to be a lawyer, do that. I want to be an engineer, do that. I want to be a doctor, do that. Nurse practitioner. If you have some sort of a plan that makes financial sense to go to college, do that. Don't just go to fucking college because your parents say, yo, go to college. Because it's like, it's just not where you want to be. Unless if your parents are paying for you to go there and hang out, it's a fucking great time. Do it. If you're on the hook paying for it, I would say enlist in the military. Go to the military from like 18 to 22. Do something safer. Don't go and fucking infantry Marines, or whatever. A lot of the Marines I know are fucking awesome, but definitely, the government, dude, you enlist in the military, you do have a ton of benefits. Like the GI Bill will pay for school. So like, if you're one of those kids, you're on your own. I would definitely say enlist in the military, because there's a huge learning. There's a lot of learning that happens between 18 and 22. It's like almost like you go from a kid to an adult at that time. So, it's like, I was in the Navy, so I'm a big fan of it. So, yeah.
You were in the Navy?
Yeah, man.
Nice. How old were you?
I went in I think I was like 22. But I got injured at Buds.
Gotcha.
So I got sent home, honorable discharge.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. That's probably one of the best answers. I asked that question in different ways, and people say generally the same stuff, but it's your ROI, I think, too.
Exactly.
Like, you're putting all this money in, but what are you going to...
It's an investment, dude. Colleges, like, you don't go and pay, like, there's a lot of courses, right? So, like, there's, like, real estate courses. There's all these different types of courses where, like, you go and you get some nuggets, right? Like, you drop nuggets. Like, you get older, you do these networking events, and you're like, all right, for $500, it's going to be a room full of people who do X, Y, and Z. For $500, I might meet someone that could turn into something. But when you look at, like, college, which could run you $250,000 with debt you're never going to get out of, for a job that's never going to pay you enough to get out of that debt, it's almost like you wouldn't, at 18 years old, you can't get a loan to start a business. You can't get a loan to buy a Ferrari, but you can get a loan to go to a fucking university, and it's like totally backwards. It's insane.
Yeah.
I have a fucking $20 million+ business, and I have to fight tooth and nail to get loans that you could get no fucking problem to go to college with no plan or any idea of what the fuck you're gonna do with that loan. Or like,
crazy.
There should be a law that like you need to present a fucking plan for a college loan instead of people just giving them away. If kids just had to think like, all right, I'm going to borrow $200K, but I'm going to become a civil engineer, a mechanical engineer, an industrial engineer. I want to become a dermatologist. I want to become a dentist. I want to become a fucking paralegal. I want to do something. I don't know. But like, have a fucking plan when you go there, dude. Don't like just go there and be like, oh, I'm going to get a business administration degree. Like, no, dude, you're going to get fucked. You're going to be at Starbucks making lattes.
Literally.
Psychology. I like psychology. Bro, go on fucking YouTube and follow some psychology fucking people and learn about psychology on your own time for free. Because you could learn more off YouTube than anywhere in the world. YouTube is the most insane resource we have.
What does happiness mean to you?
Happiness is different for everyone. And as you could see, part of the reason the United States is so fucked up is because there's no clear indicator of success. So happiness is a perfect question. You could ask 100 people what makes them happy. You're going to get 100 different answers. So that's why when politics come up, or the current state of the United States comes up, it's funny because there's people who are ambiguous in their thinking for what a government representative can do for them in their life. And happiness is your responsibility. It's your responsibility. You either get to be happy or you don't. There's outside circumstances. Some have it way worse than others. But happiness for me is, I think, man, it's just meeting my own expectations, the pace I set for myself, and just being able to accomplish the goals I set for myself. That makes me happy. And yeah, I mean, freedom makes me happy. Being able to build a life I don't need a vacation from makes me happy. So being around good friends, good people make me happy. But what happiness means to me, it's like clearly defining what my goals are and what I set for myself, and just hitting it. That's how I'm. That's how I'm happy.
Nice. Good. How important do you think building your network and having relationships is in order to grow and be more successful?
It's really, for me, it was like the most important part, especially like with social media and all the help I got from my famous friends. They helped put me on the map. They exposed my product to the millions. And yeah, they say like your network is your net worth. So like you gotta, but earlier in the interview, it also comes down to like what your skills are. Yeah. What are your gifts? Like I'm naturally gifted at networking and making friends. So for me, it's easy. Some people aren't good at it, man. Some people are fucking weird. They're awkward. So when someone's watching this interview, they're not probably going to have the skills I have, but they can learn from what I'm saying and take into account that, like, you know, networking is something that I'm naturally gifted at. Networking is a part of every successful company. It needs to happen. But if you can't do it, you need to find someone who can. Yeah. And that's part of being an entrepreneur. So
what goals do you have for eClean Bro that we could expect in the future?
Yeah, so we're working on like rolling out big retail presence, trying to find a strategic partner. You know, I think I've taken this company pretty far as like I think I could take it on my own. So we'll see what the future holds, man. It's really just coming down to what I think what I think I need, like where I'm weak. I know where I'm strong. I know where I'm gifted. I just think we need to, you know, bring in some additional resources and some help, some things that just, you know, it's time to level up.
Yeah. Would you change anything if you had to go back?
Yeah, I would have like taken money early. I would have brought on strategic partners. I would have went national way sooner. I mean, this is going to sound so awful, but like, if you look at Factor 75 and Freshly, like they did not give a fuck about their customers. They didn't give a fuck about their community. They didn't give a fuck about nobody. And they're, you know, Freshly sold for like 1.5 billion. Factor sold for 277 million. And these were people that really sold food that sucked. And I had way more momentum than both of those guys. And I don't know, like I can't, my integrity is just, it's my gift and my curse, man. It's like, it fucked me out of generational wealth. It fucked me out of gigantic money, but I don't know if I could regret that. I just, if I could go back, and if I had my brain in my 2013 mind, or even if you put me in like 2015, I could have moved in a way that put me in a place to sell for hundreds of millions of dollars. And I was so obsessed with making the best food, the best product, the best service. Like, I was so obsessed with just being the king of New Jersey that I lost sight of the opportunity, which was like national domination. And I didn't really understand the momentum, you know. I didn't understand how society and social media were going to age. Like, there was a time, you know, Kevin Hart, Kris Jenner, all these like the most famous people in the world at that time were following me, and the engagement was insane. Like I was in the right place at the right time to get out for hundreds of millions of dollars, and I didn't. I wanted to like stay true to like, you know, New Jersey. And looking back at it now, it would have been nice to just be fucking retired, hang out, post on social media, and have a fucking garden or something. Not like I still got to work. I'm pretty pissed off.
Do you think if you took that opportunity, that more like not giving a fuck so much about your meals and your clients, and went that national route sooner, that you would be true to yourself? That would be more true to yourself?
I still would have been better than Freshly and Factor 75. Even if I became 50% worse, I would still be 500% better than them. Yeah. So I'd still be the better choice out of the competition. It's like, dude, they say in wrestling, if you win every match by one, you end the state champion or the national champion. I was so obsessed with fucking mopping the floor with everyone else. Like, I was like, dude, it was excessive passion. But I mean, even now, like, been doing this shit 20 years. I mean, I'm pretty fucking good at what I do. I just, had I been a little bit better of a businessman, I could be worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do everything myself. Like you see, you're in this multi-million-dollar facility that I paid for. You're inside of a company that I funded on my own. I'm one of the most insane bootstrap entrepreneur stories because I hate corporate America so bad I would rather fucking die than have these people make money off a company I built off like love and you know, integrity and shit like that. I mean, I fucking truly hate corporate America with every ounce of fucking blood in my body. But then I look at some of these guys who've had billion-dollar exits and I think, fuck, you know, private jet's pretty cool. You know, not having to work anymore, not giving a fuck about money would be cool, but I don't know, man. I feel like I was Ned Stark, you know, like I was a little too to my guns. And you know, do you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Season 1?
Ned Stark sounds familiar though. But
Ned Stark gets his fucking head chopped off for being too honorable.
Damn.
That's, you know, the people in New Jersey love me, dude. I'm definitely a beloved member of the community.
Yeah.
But I think, man, if I thought a tad bigger, I could have done a lot more. So, but we're still fighting through it. That's all. We're just fighting through it, man.
Yeah.
The industry, like basic economics, right? So like I was the first really to do this around here, at least. New Jersey, New York, I was the guy. That's why I had such a big head start. What happened was Factor, Freshly, all these guys just started getting tons and tons of capital infusions, private equity. I didn't realize how cheap customer acquisition was off Facebook. Facebook and Apple were working in tandem to nail targeted ads. That got stopped. So everyone's marketing expenses went way through the roof. But they were showing such incredible metrics on new customer acquisition and customer acquisition costs and growth and all this shit. They were able to fucking exit their companies for giant multiples. And that was shit I didn't know about till now. But things have changed. Apple and Facebook aren't working together anymore. Yeah. Customer acquisition cost is way higher. Fucking industry is just getting completely saturated with private equity. It's like, it's just fucking hard. It's like Iron Man. Remember you're wrestling in Iron Mans? Mm-hmm. And like every 2 minutes you have to wrestle someone new? Yeah. Like you start to get tired. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like after 10 or 20 rounds, they just keep throwing new bodies at you. You're like, I'm fucking getting exhausted by this. Like one goes down, another comes up. It's another 50% off coupon. Another fucking round of $30-50 million behind this company with all these celebrity endorsements that are fucking paid for and fake. Another fucking asshole saying they're the best. I'm beyond telling people I'm the best. It's fucking weird. Mm-hmm. Like, do you know how fucking weird it is for me to go in front of the camera and say, hey man, I'm the best? Yeah. Like I stopped doing that in 2014 when I started getting fucking shouted out by like the most famous people in the world and I was their private chef. Oh, I'm going to fucking say I'm the best? What are you, fucking stupid? Like, I don't have to say I'm the best. Would fucking, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But then there's ads. We'd be like, we're the best. Like, what the fuck? How are you even fucking call yourself a man in the mirror? You're going around on Facebook ads saying, oh, I'm the macros. Like, dude, do you flex in front of the mirror and tell yourself you're the best? Or are you fucking weirdo? Like, are you fucking weirdo?
No, you're right.
Like, who does that?
No, I mean randoms, dude.
Like, you're self-proclaiming yourself as the fucking best. Like, well, dude, let's set up a competition, bro. Get some judges. We'll do a blind taste test, and let's really see who's the fucking best. But let's have our macros analyzed by some fucking labs to show, hey, this is what we're really making, this is what you're really getting, and this is how it really fucking tastes.
Yeah, proof is in the pudding.
On the internet, you could say whatever the fuck you want, and no one can get you. It's the Wild West still, dude.
Yeah.
You got these motherfucking 80-year-olds in Congress who don't even know what the fuck a computer is, and you have e-commerce business going fucking wild, and no one even knows how to make a law to protect people who are getting robbed online.
What advice would you give to a 20-year-old entrepreneur in today's day and age?
I would say, like, don't compare yourself to the internet, because there's a lot of, like, you can't tell what's real or fake on the internet. So when I was 20 years old, I was very lucky, I got to hang out with a lot of successful older men. I could see that they lived in mansions. I could see that they had Mercedes. I could see that they had exotics. I could see that they, like, possessed a lot of materialistic things that, like, couldn't fake. Mm-hmm. They weren't renting their cars. They weren't, like, popping and taking fake photos or Photoshop or any of that. And plus, like, I got to spend real time with them and get real insight. So I think it's so overwhelmingly discouraged to be a 21-year-old today because you can't tell what's real or fake on the internet with, like, people in penthouses in Dubai with the Bugattis. You're like, I'm fucking 37 and I'm thinking, dude, how the fuck is that kid in a Bugatti at, like, in Dubai? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? There are some prodigies that probably are real, but at 20 years old, you have a lot of time to figure it out. And I would just, like, work backwards. Like, if you're 20 years old and you're like, dude, I want to be a millionaire by 27, you got 7 fucking years. So just remember that, like, you got 7 years. Mm-hmm. And that's a really, I think, ambitious goal. But if you're like, hey, I want to be a millionaire by 29 or 30 or something, or I want to be a millionaire from real estate at 30, your plan could be like, dude, I need to get a job for the next 5 years and put away $20,000 a year to get $100,000 by fucking year 5, deploy that $100,000 into this, and then fold that in. Like, the most important thing is you're 20 years old going into a world where there's 85-year-olds and you guys are competing in the same game. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's people in that game that got 65 fucking years on you, endless resources and shit. Take your time. Try to be a long-term thinker and work backwards, I think, because for me, when I was 20 years old, the most overwhelming part of what was going on in my mind was, like, what other people were doing and how much time I felt I didn't have. But I did have time. So, like, try to work backwards. It's not like what any 20-year-old is going to want to fucking hear, but, like, it's the most logical way to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times you're 20 years old and you just want to fucking hit a grand slam. You want to hit a home run. You want to fucking throw a walk-off knockout. But those don't really happen. And if they do, and they happen at a young age, like, I've seen dudes with businesses that, like, man, one of the kids had this genius business with, like, repairing iPhones before iPhones repaired iPhones. Yeah. So they were setting up all these kiosks outside of malls. So Apple was doing it for 100, they were doing it for 50. And everybody would go and get their iPhones fixed at these stores. Mm-hmm. They were making money hand over fist. Remember one day the kid was living at his home in his parents' house, and then, like, 3 months later, dude had his own house and, like, a fucking Lambo. And I was like, whoa! Like, that was a fucking crazy turn of events in 90 days. Like, how the fuck did this happen? And they were young, they were making crazy fucking money, and I don't know, like, you know, I know that, like, iPhones, eventually things change with Apple, but, like, sometimes when you're young and you see a hole in something and you go at it at, like, 1,000 miles an hour and you think it's going to last forever and you're spending like an idiot and you're not prepared for bad times, it's like catastrophically devastating when, like, they rip the rug out. So, like, Apple's not stupid. They don't move as fast as, like, people can. They're not agile, but the second Apple finds out they're losing millions of dollars on some fucking repair, they pivot, they knock you right the fuck out of business, and now like you're left with nothing. Like being young and successful sometimes, I've seen it because I've seen a lot. Like, you know, sometimes your Lamborghini's stuck on the side of the road because you can't put gas in it, and I've seen that happen to people. So with young people, like young successful people who jumped, it's all learning, dude. There's life is all ups and downs. Try to be patient. That's probably the best advice I got for somebody at 20 years old.
It's great advice.
Yeah.